supposed to go for a run today. But I still can. All right, so here's the thing. The reason why you saw the first part of that video is because, storm came in, clouds rolled in, lots of rain started happening. I had a lot of things planned for the day, and the lack of sun created some problems. But they didn't stop me. I got on the treadmill and just, got on with the workout. Well, that fits with today's theme. I'm making this video for two reasons. One, to kind of share with you a long-time passion for something, and then ask you about what do you think about the long-term viability of my passion. It's real simple. About 40 or so years ago, yes, I'm that old. Everybody needs a little time away. 40 years ago, I kind of fell in love with the concept and the idea of solar power. And I've always kind of surrounded myself with solar energy solutions for various things, like this. I've got one here. It powers this light right here. I've got this one here from Wagentech that I keep in my truck for emergency uses. And this one I take when I go fishing or camping because it's so convenient. You hang it anywhere and you get clean energy.
Clean energy revolution in this country.
And I keep this one in the window all the time so it's charged. You see, it's got not only solar panels, but a battery. You've seen it, right? Yeah, the sun keeps the battery charged so it's ready to go at any time. It does have enough energy to light up a light array. So if you were in your tent at night, you'd definitely get some light. Maybe I ought to show you how much light that is. Here you go. And of course, there's the solar crank. Why they call it a solar crank? Well, it's got solar and a crank.
Of scattered thunderstorms containing heavy rainfall are anticipated the rest of the weekend and into early next week.
Yeah, this is probably one of the most versatile solar dealios I got because it's so, versatile. It's a radio and, flashlight. Ooh. Can even work as a fill. I can have both lights going at once. Look at that. And I probably could do the alarm.
Like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning.
Yeah, that song was just weird.
World is like an apple, whirling silently in space.
If you're interested in any of that stuff, I'll have a link down below that you can use. And don't forget, use my link, please. Use our Amazon link down below. When you do, it helps us out and it doesn't cost you a penny more. And after using the link, save it to your bookmarks so you can have easy access to it in the future. Thank you. Okay, so I continue to collect these things because they serve a function. I don't know that it's a viable solution, long term. I'm not too sure, and it kind of cinched it for me when this happened. Yeah, shooting gals, little lanterns.
When you're in politics, you got to do political stuff.
Yeah, that was kind of an eye opener for me. See, because I come from, as many of you may know, I come from the West Coast, the Northern California area, and we don't have hailstones the size of baseballs. Heck, we don't have hailstones the size of quarters. And that kind of happens around here regularly. But when stuff came down and it was, I think I'll throw you a picture up, but, I had something this big, not just one, but a bunch of them coming down. And it caused some damage, not only around the house, but around the neighborhood, as you saw. How viable is solar out here? Now, I've had guys come to the house, and it really irks me. really does. But hey, how you doing? I want to be your friend, and I want to find out a little bit about you and find an entryway. And oh, by the way, your truck has TSG. What's that all about? And that's my opportunity that I just make it all about me because they let me. So I do that. But then they finally come and say, I'm with a solar company and I want to put, solar panels on your roof.
Hey, how's it going, sir?
And what really irks me is I've got a sign. And they still ring my doorbell. On the surface, it sounds like a great deal, but the problem is they do all the work. It's all their product. And now keep in mind, there is an upfront cost to me for the materials, but they get to use that solar panel and the solar electronics that are attached to my house any way they want. And mostly is so that they could feed the grid with enough solar energy. Now, and they never explain, what do they do on a rainy day, like when I started this video, when there is no sun? What do they do? Does it just kind of like, does power stop? Of course it does, because the sun is blocked and it can't generate enough electricity. So how do you store it? They don't really know. They just know they want to build a farm and use my property to grow their crop that they could sell back to me and to sell to others. So I've kind of rejected that whole idea for a very, very long time, because it still cost me every single month something to put their product on my roof, and they're using my roof to profit, and I'm not profiting. So I've been thinking for a very, very long time, what if I were to get solar panels and put them on my roof all by myself? Well, after the hailstorm and the damage that occurred,
quite a bit of hood damage,
I got to thinking, man, what's my insurance going to be for my home insurance? Because my home insurance is quite a bit higher here in Texas because of the threat of weather that appears quite frequently. In California, in the Northern California, the Bay Area of California, we did have earthquakes, and we did have earthquake insurance, a separate rider specifically for that. And earthquakes would happen fairly frequently, but they would always be of small magnitude. The insurance was there in case that the magnitude got really big. And I remember the 1989 earthquake while watching the World Series, and Candlestick Park starts shaking, and all of a sudden the lights all go out.
Candy Maldonado with the hesitation, allowing Jose Canseco to score, and he fails to get Dave Parker at second base, so the Oakland A's take. I'll tell you what, we're having an
Yeah, right. So I lived through that earthquake and other earthquakes that were of fairly substantial size. Out here, hailstorms happen frequently. Tornadoes come quite frequently. We've been on tornado watch, and they just turned them on. There's some severe weather over here. But this hailstorm did take me by surprise. And in talking with my insurance company, they said, because I have like a $1,500 deductible. By the way, I had so many guys come to the door wanting to sell me a new roof, and they would cover the cost of my deductible, and so they would overbid it and kind of cheat the insurance company. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm just not into that, because that's the reason why our insurance prices go up, is because things are fabricated. I'll put it that way. Don't like the idea, and quite frankly, the only thing that really happened to my home is the gutter. Take a look at this. So that's a very small thing. I've got some flex goop, and I'll seal that hole and I'll be fine. And that could be a discussion we can have in the future, because I did have a bunch of folks trying to walk on top of my roof and trust them right after a hailstorm. Anyway, but the insurance out here is very, very high. What would it cost to insure, if I purchased myself, my solar panels? Now, I will say it's been, I don't know when you're watching this, but from the hailstorm day till today, that was 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks and 2 days. And all of those solar panels that got damaged, and there were a couple of dozen just in the surrounding neighborhood, none of them are fixed yet. So what did that do to our grid, for one thing? And what are those people doing? Are they still getting free solar or free energy or discounted energy even though they're not generating anything on their roof? I don't even know what those agreements look like. Probably another question they need to ask. All right, so I've gone on and on and on about, my particular situation and my concern now, because I was thinking about putting solar panels on here of my very own, or if we bought some off-grid property, putting it up there. What do you guys think? Living here, me living in this kind of environment, and many of you may not be in this environment, but if you found yourself in an environment where inclement weather would damage your solar panels, would you put up solar? Would you do it? And, I'm talking about, to put it on this roof would probably run me 35 grand, almost 40 grand to get get enough solar. Fortunately, my home, I have one side of my home that faces south, and I could put an array up on that side on the roof, and the roof would be protected in a hailstorm, but not the solar panel. But I would also get southern exposure and get quite a bit of sun when the sun shines. So there's that, and then the inverter and all of that stuff. That's going to cost me some money. Is it worth it? Would you do it? I want to know down in the comments down below. Give me your thoughts on it. If you've done some extensive research, because maybe you've thought about putting solar on your roof, I'd like to know. What do you see as the risks versus the return? What's your return on your investment going to be? Because now I'm wondering, maybe I won't put solar up there, but maybe I should, and I want you to change my mind, okay? Leave a comment down below. I've got some more videos coming. Check up over here. If you didn't see the storm, I did a video. I'll put that probably in a box here or over here. Wherever that box ends up, you can take a look at it. I'll put it there. And then I'll see you at that video.